Hi, so here we are, lesson 5. This one's dream work. Okay, basically, very simple stuff. Lots of fun, amazing things you can do. You get to understand a little bit more about what reality is and isn't, and how you can manipulate it and how you can't, maybe. All right, so what you're going to want to do is learn how to do lucid dreaming. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. So let me tell you how I got started in lucid dreaming. It's kind of interesting. It was an accident, basically. I was a kid, and I saw a movie on television called Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. And in it, Abbott and Costello, these two old-time comedians, meet Frankenstein, Dracula, the werewolf. And it's a comedy, but it's also a horror film in the vein that they were made in those days. And I'm a little kid. I'm probably 7, so it's pretty scary for me because this is a long time ago, long before a poltergeist was even thought of. And anyhow, had nightmares basically from it. I'd have a few a year from it. Not that big a deal, but they were always like terrifying. And then after a number of years, I started having it every night. And every night I would do the same thing, and they would do the same thing, and they would chase me through this little village that I grew up in. And it was empty at night. There was nobody around. All the lights were turned off except this one place, this pharmacy. The lights were on, and I would go in there, and there'd be nobody in there. And I'd be yelling, and then I hear some noises inside the pharmacy, and it didn't sound like a person, and they weren't responding when I said hello, hello. And then I'd hear the footfalls, the heavy footfalls of Frankenstein getting closer. So I'd run back out of the pharmacy, and I'd head for this bridge, which didn't actually exist in my town, at least not as it was in my dream. And it was this bridge that was over a river that was like 300 feet down to the river. It was a huge distance to the river. And they would chase me, Frankenstein coming after me very slowly. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And then I would think, if I get to the end of the bridge, I'll be safe. And then this bat would go by me and turn into Dracula at the end of the bridge and start coming towards me. And I think, oh, geez, I'm screwed because he can just and get closer fast. And then I'd wake up. And this one particular year that it happened, I had it every night for weeks. And every night they got a little closer and a little closer and a little closer until one night I had it. And Frankenstein was like this far away from me, just about to grab me. And this bat flew up almost in my face and popped into Dracula, and then just leaned into me and looked really close, and ha ha ha, I've got you, basically. Didn't say that, but he laughed. And I thought, oh, I'm screwed. And I woke up terrified. Heart's going like this, I'm sweating. And I had just seen a Twilight Zone where they speculated that if you died in your dreams, you died for real. And this guy obviously died in his dream, and he died for real. And I was like, oh my God, if I die in my dreams, if Dracula bites me or Frankenstein, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. How am I going to get out of this? I've got to sleep at some point. I could stay up for days, but sooner or later, I'm going to fall asleep and I'm going to die, or I'm going to turn into a vampire, which is worse. So I kept thinking about it all day. What could I do? And I thought about the bridge. I thought, no, if I jump off the bridge, it's like 300 feet down. I'll die when I hit the water. It'll be bam, or worse, I'll drown. When I get into the water, because I won't be able to come back up. But what else? What other choices do I have? I don't know. Oh, here comes the dream again. I fall asleep. Boom, I'm dreaming. They're chasing me, and I wake up, and then I realize I'm in the dream. I wake up in the dream. This is the dream. I'm having this dream. I can do something about it. What? But I keep following the same pattern. What can I do? And I get on the bridge, and they're getting close, and all of a sudden, boom, Dracula's there, and he smiles at me, and he goes, I got you now, basically. Didn't say it, but just had that smile. And as he's getting ready to take a bite out of my neck, I leap over the side of the bridge, and I look at his face on the way over, and he's like, never crossed his mind that I would do that. Anyhow, I leap in the air, fall forever, it seems like, hit the water, go down, I'm holding my breath, my God, I keep going down, I can't do anything, just keep going down. Finally, I realize I got to take a breath in because I'm out of breath, and I got to breathe, and I'm either going to take in a lungful of water and drown, or I'm going to wake up from the dream, and I'm betting on the fact that it's a dream, so... And I wake up, and I'm sweating, and I'm like, oh my God, but I'm alive. And I didn't have the dream again for, I don't know, probably had it when I was an adult a few times. But it was then like I was watching a movie. I wasn't terrified. Like, oh, I remember this dream. This is kind of interesting. It's from that movie, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. And I knew it was going to happen, I just laughed through the whole thing. But my point is that it was my first lucid dream because I woke up in the dream, realized it was a dream, and realized I could change it. So in the real world, first of all, there wouldn't be a Frankenstein and a Dracula. But if there was something like that, then jumping off the bridge would probably be lethal. And certainly inhaling a lungful of water would be lethal. So I changed the reality I was in, even though part of me really believed it was real. It felt very, very real. Falling through the air, hitting the water, the wetness, the coldness, all felt very, very, very real. But I knew it wasn't. And fortunately for me, the cue was that Frankenstein and Dracula don't really exist, and that was my core belief, that they didn't really exist. So I was able to alter the dream. Many, many, many years later, I heard about lucid dreaming. I started studying it, and I found, oh, this is interesting, and it's fun. Oh, it's like what I did that night. Okay. So with lucid dreaming, what happens is you wake up in a dream, and you realize it's a dream. And then, before you get sucked into another dream, you change something in your dream. And you go, oh yeah, that's definitely a lucid dream because I couldn't do that in real life. Now, you don't change something like you change your socks or something. You change the color of the shirt you're wearing. Or you levitate. Or you make somebody else levitate. Or you make something magically appear out of nowhere, like all of a sudden there's, a cup of coffee in your hand that wasn't there and then nobody gave it to you and you didn't pick it up. You can do anything, basically. But it's fun, and you can also use it to ask yourself questions, your inner self questions, or whatever you're connecting to in a lucid dream. You can ask it questions about your life right now and your life in the future. And sometimes it can be very helpful. So, with lucid dreaming, the first thing you need to do is actually wake up while you're dreaming. That's the first thing. The best way I found to do that is that when you're falling asleep at night, you want to tell yourself, and you can say it out loud but quietly, and if you're sleeping with somebody, you can just repeat it in your mind, but I'm going to wake up in my dreams tonight, and I'm going to remember them when I wake up in this reality. Okay, because that's important. Because if you don't remember them, then it didn't happen, really. So I'm going to wake up in my dreams tonight, and I'm going to remember them when I wake up in the morning in this reality. And just say that until you fall asleep, or 3, 4, 5, 6 times, whatever. And then it may work the first night, it may work the second, it may take a week or two. Different for different people. When you wake up in a dream and you think, oh, this is a dream, before you do anything really outrageous, okay, do something safe and simple. For instance, levitate something. Anything. Really, just levitate something. Change the color of something. All right? So you can, I've got a shirt on right now. It's basically white and purple stripes, cross stripes, so it's like little checks, right? So I can make it a solid blue shirt. Oh, couldn't do that in the real world, so it's a dream. I can levitate myself, or I can levitate my tablet. All of a sudden, my tablet starts going, my tablet starts doing this. Whoa, I don't have my hands on it. Well, that's definitely a lucid dream. All right, once you've been able to do something like that that's safe and simple, then go for something bigger to really solidify it. And then once you've done that, then you can begin to explore. All right, you can fly. You can, like I said, ask questions. You can experiment. My favorite fun one was I had a lucid dream where I was at the international terminal at LAX, Los Angeles International Airport. I said, oh, wait a minute, this is a dream. And I thought, well, if it is, and I said, freeze! And like 150 people stopped. Whatever they were doing froze in their tracks. And then I said, okay, this is fun. Everybody levitate 3 feet off the ground. Everybody went up 3 feet off the ground. Okay, and then I got kind of attached to just screwing around with it, and I woke up out of it. So basically, when you get there, 1, 2 things, then do some work. Ask a question. Do something. For instance, if you're trying to write something and you're getting stuck, ask to read a book. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Robert Louis Stevenson, but there was some famous writer who used to read books, read stories in dreams, and then just write them down when he woke up. There's a lot of things you can do. So just play around with it. All right. And next thing you can do to help this, have a notepad and a pen or pencil and a light source that you can turn on, whether it's a flashlight or just a light, not maybe illuminate the room, but just a small thing, and write your dream down the moment you wake up. If it's not until the morning, great. If it's in the middle of the night, great. But write it down. As soon as you wake up with it, as much as you can remember, in much detail, write it down. And that will help. You start recalling them more and more and more. The next thing you can do to get yourself sort of induced to do this, to dream, have a lucid dream, is keep saying to yourself in the daytime, this is a dream. And then check it with something that's simple. All right? Turning a doorknob, walking through a doorway, over a threshold, something very simple that you would do in a dream and that you do in real life all the time. And when you do that in a dream, now that you've done it 1,000 times or 300 times in the daytime, and you grab a doorknob in a dream, you'll go, oh, this is a dream. Or you go through a threshold, you go, oh, this is a dream. And then you go, wait a minute, maybe it is. And then you go, okay, turn my shirt to red. And if it happens, you go, whoa, dream time. Okay? All right, so those are the simple things. When you're falling asleep, you want to tell yourself, I will wake up in my dreams, and I will remember them when I wake up. Okay? When you wake up, write it down in as much detail as you can remember. Throughout the day, choose some simple thing that you do every day that you're going to do in a dream. And while you're doing it, say, this is a dream. And then eventually, when you're dreaming, you do it, you'll say, this is a dream. And it'll start to bleed over to the two, but you'll always be able to check it with something simple. So in the morning, you're walking out of your apartment or your house, you go out the door, you say, this is a dream. You step outside and change the color of the wall to purple or green or something. And if it doesn't change, then you know you're not dreaming. If it changes, bam, you're dreaming. Okay? It's that simple. All right? So everybody, please try this. Don't give up. Like I said, some people it'll happen the first night. Some people it'll take longer. But and nobody has. I've asked, given you guys some little simple assignments, and I've asked you to let me know. And nobody in the comments has let me know anything. So would somebody who's tried the dream thing after a few days let me know if it's working or if it's not working? That'd be great. And then maybe I can actually get around to doing a live one, and we can have a talk session. Okay. Thank you. Have wonderful dreams.